Hi, welcome to my next video on Azure Fundamentals section Resource and Resource Groups. Here we are going to see 20 questions within 20 minutes time frame along with answers for every questions and explanation. Prior to starting the question answer session, if you want to refresh your knowledge on resources and resource group, there is a learning video that I put up in another channel, another playlist where you can go ahead and watch that video. I have provided the link for that video in this comment section. Please make use of it before coming it into question and answer section. The first question, resources in Azure represent option A, generic object that can be anything like server, license, permission, assignment, etc. B, purchaser services. C, JSON based files. Look at all the three option may seems to be correct. If you take the first one, it is a kind of all the Azure services like server, license, permission, assignment, something like that. Okay. Here the words like license, permission, assignments are not related to the services, and so option A is not correct. Option C, though we represent a resource in a JSON file format, but if you look into option B, purchaser services, which is a very close answer for this question. And so the right answer for this question is option B. That is, resources are instances of services from Microsoft Azure. They are purchased one for a company to meet their development objective. Second question, resource groups in Azure can represent a logical grouping of services by their life cycle or services for billing and tracking purposes, services by their resource type, services by assigned departments, or services by geographical location. So out of which you need to select any one of these options. So if you look into this, all the options whatever stated here are all correct. And so option A is the right answers. You can group them by life cycle or by billing for tracking purposes or by resource type, geographic location as well in the departments. And so all the options are all correct and hence option A is the correct answer. Next question, for better granularity of permission and management, it is recommended for the resource group to be nested to represent the organizational or application hierarchy. Is it true or false? You need to take care of the word in the question, that is nested to represent. In resource grouping, or grouping of the resource is or nesting of the resource group is not allowed. And so the right answer for this question is option B. Next question, Azure Resource Manager is option A, application interface used to monitor Azure resources. Option B, a centralized management layer for managing all Azure resources. Option C, a feature of the Azure resource group used to group related resources. They're all very close to each other. The options are all very close to each other. However, the right and most appropriate answer is option B. Let's see the reason. Azure Resource Manager is a GUI based tool used as a centralized management layer for managing all Azure resources. And so option B is the correct answer. Next question, Azure Manager uses which format for its templating system? Is it XML or YAML or JSON or HTML? The right answer for this question is JSON file format. So the JSON is a file format used by the resource manager to manage the resources, and it is a readable format and anyone can easily understand it. Next question, Contoso company wants to organize their Azure environment so that developers and application owners can build their application without impacting other application. For security and operational reasons, they also need to separate production from non-production environment. Which resource group separation strategy should they follow? Is it separation by department name, or is it separation by resource type, or separation by application lifecycle, or option D, separation by geographical location? If you look into the questions, they want they need to separate production from non-production environment. And so the right answer for this question is option C. Let's see the reason. Separation by application by life cycle to group the resources is the right answer. Assume there is a requirement for temporary feature testing, then create resources under a group called temp testing. And upon completion of the testing, delete the resource group temp testing. That will ensure that all the resources under the group are deleted. And so it is very easy to manage. Next question. Once created, resources cannot be moved to different resource group. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is false. Let's see the reason. You can change the resource from one group to another valid group at any given point in time. And you need to make a very cautious call when you are moving a resource from one resource group to another resource group. Next question. A single resource can be placed in multiple resource group for easier management. Is it true or false? Options are true or false. The right answer for this question is false. See, let's see the reason. You can assign a resource to only one resource group only because it's a combo box selection where you are allowed to select only one item from the combo box. And so the right answer for this question is option B. Next question. Resources can be created without any resource group assignment. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is false. While creating a resource, assigning it to a resource group is a mandatory requirement and so it cannot be avoided. In fact, the very first thing when you are doing while setting up the Azure environment for your company for the various business need, you need to create a required resource groups, and then only you can start picking the resources and assigning it under any of the resource group you have created. Next question, true or false? Resource group have their own location assigned. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is true. Now let's see the reason. While creating a resource group, it is mandatory to select a region to where it belongs. Please note one important thing. A resource group can be a region and the resources within that particular resource group can be of a different region. Next question. Resources are represented in Azure as dash template. Is it XML, JSON, HTML or text? The right answer for this question is JSON. JSON file format is extensively used to define a resource or the Azure resource management template. And so JSON is the right answer for this question. Next question, which among the following is correct? Resource group for SQL or web servers. Resource groups for dev resources or prod resources. Resource groups based on cost centers. Resource groups based on Azure region. Resource groups by department. Which one among them is correct? The right answer for this question is all the above. That is, you can create a resource group for any of the option as stated here. So the right answer for this question is option D. Next question, true or false? Each resource must be in one and only resource group. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is true. Let's see the reason. While creating a resource, it must be assigned to a resource group. Since it's a combo box single selection, you can assign the resource one to only one resource group from the combo box selection. Next question, resources in the resource groups can be in any location. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is true. Yes, the resource and the resource groups can belong to a different regions. That is that's the reason for selecting this option A. Next question, true or false? Resources are objects used to manage services in Azure. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is true. Let's see the reason. Resources are instances of services from MS Azure. They are purchased one for a company to meet their development objective. And so option A is the correct answer. Next question, an Azure administrator plans to run a PowerShell script that create Azure resources. You need to recommend which computer configuration to use to run the script. Solution, run the script from a computer that runs Chrome OS and uses Azure Cloud Shell. Does it meet the goal? Is it yes or no? Right answer for the question is no. Azure PowerShell is available for Windows, Linux, Mac, Chrome OS, and it can be accessed in a web browsers via Cloud Shell. And so that is the correct answer. Next question, which among the following uses Software Development Kit or SDK to get connected to Azure Resource Manager? Azure Portal, CLI, Azure PowerShell, REST clients. The options like A, B, B, C, C, D, or A, D. The right answer for this question is B, C. That is both CLI, command line interface, and Azure PowerShell is selected as a right answer. So to connect to Azure Resource Manager, PowerShell and CLI uses Software Development Kit. And so that is the right answer. Next question, true or false? Using Azure Resource Manager, you can use the templates that can define the order in which the resources can be deployed. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is true. Let's see the reason. Template uses JSON file format, and when you define resources using this format and executing the template, the resources will be created in the same order in which it is defined in the JSON file format. And so the option A is the correct answer. Next question, which among them are not example of Azure resources? Virtual machine, storage account, web app, databases, virtual network. The options are B, C, E, or none of the above. The right answer for this question is option D. That is, all the items, virtual machine, storage account, web apps, databases, and virtual networks are example of Azure resources. Next question, which of the following features does not apply to resource group? Option A, resources can be only one in resource group. Option B, role-based access control can be applied to resource group. Option D, resource groups can be nested. The right answer for this question is option C. The other items like resources can only be in one resource group, and you can apply any policy over the resource group. Both are the right answers. And so option C is the wrong answer. With that, I end up today's short video. I hope this short video helpful to you for your interview and examination purposes. If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe in order to get alert on my new videos, whatever I'm going to post it. If you like this video, please ring the bell, and if you have any comments, don't forget to put down your comments. As usual, this is not the end of my session. I'm going to continue in the same topic in my next video also. Till then, stay safe. Bye now.